Okay, so thank you, sir, for the privilege to come here tonight, and good to see everyone too. Quickly, we want to talk about voice clinic. I know that most of us are musicians and singers, vocalists, and the most important thing for us is after we have cooked the food, we need to know how to serve it. You know, for people like Mama Princessian, she cooks, right? She does cake and all of that. She knows, okay, let me put pink inside this one. Let me garnish this with this. Let me put this so that the person listening, hearing. And also in the production of sound, there are certain frequencies that the human ear can adapt to, that is friendly to the human ear. So we need to know those tones, those chords. Like he was talking about psychology. So I think that's the psychology part of the music. Because if, I don't know, okay, there used to be a keyboard there, I don't know if it's there. There's a way you can play part and then everybody, it sets the atmosphere and everybody feels like, yeah, we want to worship. And then there's a way you can, play some part, what do we call it now, EPs, and they'll be like, okay, we want to party and all of that. So the same way with our voices, you can hear that. Oh, we worship you. Everybody's set in the mood already, like, you just want to worship like that, So that's the psychological part. So I want to talk about voice. So I just let's keep the mood, sir, my chairman. So now, I'm not sure we are aware of some of the natural endowments that God has given us as human instruments. One of it is when you wake up in the morning, most likely one of the first things you will do is to yawn, right? Everybody do like this. Try to swallow. Have you swallowed? You will notice that something went up and down, right? That's your voice box, that's your larynx. And that is where the voice, what you are hearing me say now, that's what's producing it, that's where it's coming from. So that larynx, there are 3 positions of the larynx. We have the normal position, which is when you're not saying anything, you're not phonating. That's the position of the larynx. And then when you swallowed, you notice that it went up. That's the up position. And then it can also go down. So there are certain frequencies. When you are singing and then your vocals, your larynx is going up, it's not going to look friendly to the ear because it's going to either be a truthy sound or it's just a scattered sound. And that's why you hear somebody like Fred Hammond. If you're familiar with that music, you'll hear something like, all over this room, can you lift your voice? Are you familiar with that kind of, that's what it, so I could have said, all over this room, can you lift your voice? That may kind of sound like a throaty sound. Do you understand? So there are different aspects to all of these things, but we have to, the point I'm trying to make is that we have to make it friendly. Our tone must be friendly. It shouldn't sound estranged. And that's why you have to keep at working on how to sing on the key. Because when I'm singing, all over this room, can you lift your voice? Already your ears are twitching. You're feeling like, no, this is not friendly. This is not a good sound. So your tone has to be balanced. If I have a frequency meter now, or if I have that now, you see that no human voice is perfect. No human voice is perfect. But it should be around a certain range. If your voice is not sitting, let's say -20 +20, if your voice is not sitting around that 40, right, you are not correct. And that's why we say, okay, what have you pay on flat? I'm sorry if you don't speak Yoruba. That's why we say it's flat. It's sharp. Do you understand? Because it's not sitting well. So if you're within that range of minus 20 plus 20, you're good. No voice. All of us sitting here. That's why it's easy for me to learn to hear that this is AI singing. I always, people ask me, how do you know? No, this is, I will say, go and check it. Go and check it. AI don't correct. Why? Because I know it's sounding close to perfect. It's sounding close to perfect. So, there are some natural things that are God-given that we can use to help our voices. One of them is yawning. Can we put our hands back into our larynx, on our larynx, and try to yawn? I can yawn on a command at any time. What did you notice about the position of larynx? You know, it will move up, it will come down. Probably let's do something like no. What happened to the larynx? It went down. Can you say hey? Hey! What happened to the larynx? It went up. So that's how you know the difference. When you should study your body, you know. There's something we call, it's your body that will tell you how to. Do you understand? When you notice that you came on stage the first day, you lost your voice, you know that you're doing something wrong, right? If you persist doing that same thing, it's something we call compensation. Your body muscles will start compensating for the error, and that's when you start losing your voice, your vocal coordination. That's, for example, when you are using the cutlass, you use it the first day. What comes up in your hand? Blister. That blister is to harden your hands to compensate for the new lifestyle that you are trying to, form. So if you continue doing that, you discover that that if you slap somebody, the person will just lose balance, probably. So it's the same thing with our voice. When you shouted many times without proper vocal technique, discover that you're going to lose coordination. And then one of the things you're going to lose is what we call falsetto. You won't be able to sound that falsetto. And I will talk about it if we still have time. Falsetto, please remind me.